Whether you're new to virtual reality or you want to showcase your Quest or Quest 2 to someone to show them how awesome that it is, I get asked a lot, what are some good experiences for people new to virtual reality? Well, today I've got a list of several games. We're going to pop through them pretty quickly and show you the best games, in my opinion, for jumping into VR for the first time. Let's go ahead and get started. First up, I should probably mention the most popular VR game as of right now, and that is Beat Saber. Beat Saber is a great game for beginners because it's not only fun, but it also has you standing static and hitting blocks coming towards you. Some of the other rhythm games are awesome, and I enjoy them a lot, but they move while you stand there. So Beat Saber, if you are a rhythm fan, is definitely one of the most fun and best bets for those starting off in virtual reality. Next up, no list for those new to VR would be complete without the classic Job Simulator. Job Simulator is a great game for those new to VR because it has you standing in a static location and physically moving around. You get to reach around and play in your environment, whether it's in an office, an auto mechanic, or as a clerk in a store. You get to just play and have fun. It's kind of sandbox-like. There are some missions you can do, but the best part is just having fun. And I also should mention Vacation Simulator as well, which is a little more broad of a game. It has more to it with more environments, and there is movement in this game, but it's all blink movement. So you look at a place and you click on it and it moves you there. It doesn't actually physically move you, so it's safe for those new to virtual reality as well. Next up, if you're looking for an online experience that's fast-paced, fun, but still friendly for those that are not used to virtual reality, Blast On may be what you're looking for. In Blast On, you face off against opponents or the AI as you grab the weapons around you and fire at them, and the goal is to never stop moving and dodge all of the blasts coming your direction. You physically move in this game, again, and you're standing on a small podium, so there's not a lot of movement needed, and it's a really safe game for those new to VR, and it's a lot of fun. I've played it several times, and it's just a really cool way to jump in and play against some people online. These next two games are games that I seem to never stop talking about, and one of them is Walkabout Mini Golf. This game is a great game to play both online and single player, and it's also a great game for people new to VR because you're only going to use one controller. You only have to worry about hitting a golf ball through a miniature golf course, and the movement style to get to your ball is as simple as clicking a button and it places you right beside the ball. So there's no artificial locomotion as far as movement. There's no physical locomotion, so you don't need a large space. It works really good for people new to VR. In fact, I've played it with my dad, who is really new to VR still when we played it, and he loved it. And it works really well. So if you're looking for a mini golf game, that's a good one. Or Top Golf with Pro Putt is also a great one to use as well. You actually start off in a Top Golf facility and you can hit balls in the driving range, or you can move around the area. This locomotion style uses teleportation, which is good for those new to VR, or you can just play Pro Putt, which is like playing golf but with a putter. It's really cool, and in order to move to the ball, again, you click a button, so there is no motion sickness or artificial locomotion in this as well. Really safe for new VR people. Next up is another game by the same people that made Blast On, and that is Cookout. If you like fast-paced cooking-style games that has you completing orders as quickly as possible, then Cookout is a lot of fun. In fact, it's a really good multiplayer game. You and up to 4 online players can jump in, or you can jump in and play with the AI to complete the orders from the fairy tale creatures. Again, you're standing in a static spot. There's no artificial locomotion, so it should be very safe when it comes to new VR people, but it's also just really fun and a great way to get used to virtual reality. This list would be totally incomplete if I didn't include 11 table tennis. Just like normal table tennis, you're going to physically be standing in one spot and moving back and forth, or forward and backwards if you have enough space to be able to hit that ping pong ball. The best part about this game is the realism and how fun it is to play ping pong in VR. In fact, you can actually get a ping pong paddle adapter for your controller, which makes it even better. But again, this is great for those new to VR that want to experience something awesome in virtual reality because it's so realistic and there's no motion, so you're safe. The Curious Tale of the Stolen Pets is one of the cutest games on the Quest platform, and it has hand tracking, which is really cool as well. So if you want to use your hands, you can. But it's all about finding the stolen pets in each of the diorama scenes as you try to help your grandfather uncover where the pets have gone. It's a great experience. It uses a static position, so it's great for those that might be sensitive to motion and motion sickness. Plus, it's a great way to get used to and throw someone into VR because it's so cute and immersive and a unique experience. This next one does use some forms of artificial locomotion, but you're also able to use teleportation, and I recommend this experience to a lot of people because it is just amazing, and that is Vader Immortal. Now, there's a 3-part series in my experience. The story is my favorite in the first one, I believe, but there's also a lightsaber dojo, which is the best in either the second or the third one. I can't remember. It's been a while now. It is awesome, though. Between the set pieces and being inside of a Star Wars game, it's one of the most awe-inspiring experiences to throw someone into first, and if you're new to VR, there are comfort options, so that should keep you safe, including skipping areas with climbing if that makes you sick. Real VR Fishing is still one of my go-to games to relax, and it's a great game to show someone new to VR and the magic of virtual reality. Playing real VR fishing is as close as you're going to get to actually fishing in real life, but doing it virtually. You can catch everything from small fish all the way up to massive sharks as you work your way through the levels. Totally comfortable because you're just going to either sit there or you can teleport around inside of your lodge. You can do multiplayer. There's a lot going on here, and it's always one of my go-to suggestions for people new to virtual reality. If you love weapons or maybe going to the shooting range, Gun Club VR is also a really good bet if you're new to virtual reality. Again, there are options in this game to teleport around, which is actually fairly new, but all of this game can be played just from standing in one spot as it's designed as a shooting range simulator. One of the best parts about this game is the fact that you can upgrade your weapons so massively. There are a ton of different weapons you can buy, lots of attachments, and it's a really cool game if you're a gun lover but you're new to VR. Next up, Racket and X is an awesome game that puts you in a sphere and tells you to hit the ball and eliminate all of the glowing targets. Again, you're standing static, so it works really well for those new to VR, but it's also a blast and can be played in multiplayer. It reminds me a lot of a Breakout style game or pinball inside of virtual reality. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't put Superhot VR on this list. Superhot has been around for quite a long time, but the Quest or Quest 2 is by far the best way to experience this game because you got no wires, and because you're standing in one spot and physically moving, and it moves you from place to place for each scene, it's a very comfortable game to play. Just remember to play in a wide enough space so you're not smacking walls, breaking furniture, or hitting other people. Angry Birds was a phenomenon for a while and in many ways still is, but the best way in my opinion to play Angry Birds is in virtual reality. This is another safe game for those that are new to VR because you stay in one spot and you pull back on your slingshot to shoot your birds and eliminate the pigs. So again, it's safe if you get some motion sickness, but this is great for a younger audience or maybe some of those people that spend a little too much time beating the Angry Birds game and just want to try it in virtual reality. I Expect You to Die is a completely unique and awesome puzzle-style escape room game that can be played totally seated. I love this game. In fact, they're coming out with a second one this year at some point in time, and this game is great if you like puzzles, escape rooms, those types of games, but you're new to VR. This one is absolutely awesome. You're tasked with escaping from situations as an agent and not dying, but you will die. As the title says, I expect you to die. It's really fun. It's puzzling at times, but it's a really good way to use your brain, and there's no locomotion, so it's safe. This next game is still one of my favorite VR games from a story point, and that is Moss. If you like platforming games, this game is amazing. Being immersed in a world where you're controlling a platforming character such as Quill, this cute mouse, playing through this really awesome fantasy world is just a cool experience. Not only is it really well done, the story is really cool, but also you're playing from a static point. So it's safe from a motion standpoint, so it's easy to jump into and play if you're new to VR as well. This next game is a classic, or what I would consider kind of a classic in the realm of VR, and that is Space Pirate Trainer. It's been around for a long time, but there's a reason a lot of people still like it. It's because it's one of the most accessible and easy games in VR and has been for a long time. In Space Pirate Trainer, you stand on a platform in a space station, blasting enemies, and again, no movement, so you don't have to worry about getting sick. Plus, it's super easy to pick up. It kind of reminds me of like a first-person Galaga style game where you're blasting enemies and they get progressively harder as you go through the levels. This game launched with the Quest platform, and that is Sports Scramble. If you're a sports fan, it's a pretty cool game. It's actually a lot of fun. You've got bowling, you've got baseball, you've even got tennis, and the thing about this game is you can either play it in scramble mode, which adds some crazy twists, like playing tennis with a pool noodle or other different objects, but you can also turn it on normal without that scramble stuff and just play the games. Again, super accessible because you're standing in one spot doing most of these actions and there's no artificial locomotion, so it makes for a good game to jump into if you're new to VR. This next game will get your mind working overtime, and that's Cubism. If you love puzzle type of games trying to fit blocks into certain spaces, then you'll love this game. It's a great game to sit on the couch, listen to some music, and play some Cubism. It's a brain teaser for sure, but it's totally safe for those new to VR, and it's really, really relaxing. Shooty Fruity is a unique game where you blast evil fruit. Yes, that's right, you blast evil fruit while you're trying to scan items as a checkout clerk in a superstore. So it's actually a pretty unique game, and again, no motion, so you're standing in one spot. If you're new to VR, it makes it super accessible, and working your way to get new guns, new levels, new locations. It just makes for a very interesting time, and it's pretty cool to see fruit explode as they roll across the floor. Tetris has long been a favorite of many, many people, and Tetris Effect is no different in VR. It immerses you in these environments, the music is amazing, and again, super safe for those new to virtual reality. Whether you're worried about motion sickness or you're worried about trying to figure out how to play a game because you're not used to playing video games, this is a great way to play a simple game while sitting on your couch, but still be immersed in an environment, and it really showcases why VR takes flat games or normal experiences and elevates them so far. Down the Rabbit Hole is another sort of platform type game that takes place in a diorama. Again, you're playing from a seated position or from a static position, as you do jump into first person at certain points in time in the story, but it's a cool game that follows a character, not Alice, into Wonderland as you try to solve the mystery and find your missing pet. The puzzles are fun, it's very accessible, it's a cute game, and it's something that I definitely recommend trying if you're into fantasy and you want to try an interesting diorama game in VR. Now, this game I had to put on the list. Even though some people aren't a fan, I still think it's one of the most entertaining experiences to watch people new to VR try out, and that is RICHIE'S Plank Experience. Now, just be careful if you're going to put someone new to VR or you're new to VR and you try this game, that someone is spotting you, because a lot of people fall in this game, because you're actually going to walk out on a plank. If you have a physical board, it works way better, over the city. It's very surreal, and the first time you try it, if you've never done VR before, you will probably not walk to the end of the board. It's pretty awesome, and it's a great way to just showcase the power of VR in a very short amount of time. Plus, it is very funny to watch people shiver and shake as they try to make their way to the end of that plank. There you go. There is my list of best beginner games for those jumping into VR for the first time or early on in their VR journey. What do you think of this list? What is your go-to to show someone new to virtual reality and convert them to the magic of VR? Let me know down in the comments what you think. If you want to get the most out of your Quest and your Quest 2, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and the bell icon for notifications. Plus, you can check out even more of my videos right there. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy questing.